Okay, so this is a pretty common response or behavior for him. He wants attention. He just squirms and gets himself, jumps up on you, paws at you, nudges at you. Does he ever bark? No. Okay, so basically, when he does that, he's basically giving us an order. Now, when he does that, how often do we pet him?
Try not to.
I know you try not to, but
probably more times. Yeah.
Okay. So what happens typically, and you got him as a puppy, right? Mm-hmm. So when they're a puppy, they're really cute. They come and jump up on us. They're so cute. We reach over and pet them. That teaches the dog, if you want my attention, jump up on me, invade my personal space, and I'll give you your attention. So this is a habit that he's had for almost 3 years now. He's a little over 3. Okay. So it's going to take a little bit of time to break him of it, but surprisingly not that much. Dogs live in the now. They get through things faster than we do. So one of the things I like to practice, and I go through this with a lot of my clients, is, and I will not show you guys' faces in the video. I worked for a guy worked for the government, and he's just like, "You're not going to post that online, are you?" I'm like, "Nobody's faces." He's like, "Okay." So I call it petting with a purpose. I consider petting the dog my way of paying the dog. I'm only going to pay him for doing what I want him to do, not what he wants to do. If you pay your employees to do what they want, you're not going to have very good employees. So when he comes and nudges at you, scratches at you, he's giving you an order. Instead of following the order, what I do is give him a counter order of sit or lie down. And when he sits or lies down, then I immediately pet him. Now, when I pet a dog, you've probably seen this. If he has something and he feels good about himself, his nose is parallel to the ground or tilted up with his nose in the air. When a dog feels good about himself, that's how they keep their nose. So when I pet a dog, whenever possible, I try to scratch them under their chin, which facilitates that nose up. Bronco. Sit, sit, sit. You're making it creative with me, buddy. So how often does he do this with his hand? Okay, so that's a control effort. I'm trying to tell you, I like what you're doing, keep doing it. Well, so what I would suggest is either do what I try to do, rotate my hand away, or Bronco, this is more exciting footage when we have a dog in it. If I can't move my hand away, then I just immediately stop petting him. Because he's saying, that feels really good, keep doing it. Well, if you like it, you better just enjoy it. If you tell me what to do, it stops. That's the consequence. Now, petting with a purpose takes a little bit of time. Bronco. Oh, you have an antler or a nylabone? Nylabone. It looks like an antler. Yeah. Okay. So basically, when he nudges you, we tell him to sit. This is a plastic antler? Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So basically, when he nudges, you tell him to sit, and when he does, immediately, it has to be within 3 seconds. Reach over, start scratching him under his chin, if possible, or pet him elsewhere. But I like to do it under the chin. And I say it about 3 times. And the only thing I say is the command word. A lot of people say, "Good, Bronco, you sat down. What a good boy." It's way too much. He doesn't know what all those words mean. We just say sit, sit, sit. Put about a 1 second pause in between sits. So that's anytime that he demands attention. The other way I do it is if he's just there and I want to pet him, Bronco, sit. Sit. Yes, we're a lab for sure. Sit. And we like to lick a lot. So we tell him to sit and then we pet him. The more that you do this, I call these desired behaviors. The more that you do it, the more that he'll start to engage in those. Instead of invading your personal space, he'll come and sit in front of you and look up at you at a little bit of a distance. So petting with a purpose is probably the easiest thing that you can do that will have the biggest impact on your dog. After a while, you won't even think about it. Now, what I do is I hold my hand like this so it looks like I have a treat. I'm kind of my finger slightly tilted up. And then if the dog's head, Bronco, I go over the dog's head. Now, he's already in a sit, but usually when they're standing, putting your hand over their head like this will put them into a sit position. Then I would lower it. Okay, and then I would lower it, let him lick off the treat, and then scratch him under his chin. Now, we're not always going to give him a treat. So if we always scratch him under his chin with our fingertips, when we transition to no treats, that becomes the treat or the reward. So petting with a purpose is probably the easiest thing that you guys can do that will have the biggest impact on the dog.